Why, hello there, mate. I'm just kidding. Not really. Are you a model or a rocker? I'm just kidding. For today's video, or rather, performance, I'm going to be giving you a Beatle haircut for the audience to enjoy. Yes, yes, you are among Beatlemania fans, generations worth. The OG Beatle fans, please someone give them some disability assistance. They are old and frail and fragile. They are our time capsules back to the age in which we wished we lived. The 80s Beatle fans, the ones who were so close but not close enough. And of course, the new Beatlemania fans, the ones who must endure loving old, frail, and dying men way past their prime. In fact, they're moldy at this point, but because their music was that good, it doesn't matter. So let us give you a haircut in the image of our gods, George, John, Paul, and Ringo. Hence, did you notice that I said George first? Because that's the correct order. So, let us begin. First on the docket are the inspirations for the haircut we're about to give you. Now, we could go with a more 1964 look, or we could go for the more 1968, 1969 look. So let us see. We could also go for just one of the specific sort of Beatle looks as well, because each Beatle had their own unique look, as we all know. I mean, you cannot compare George's 1964 look to Paul McCartney's 1964 look. It is completely different. Likewise, you cannot compare, as they progressed, especially when they progressed, the 1967 George Harrison look to the 1967 John Lennon look. It is completely different, and it is so notably different that they are different that if you don't recognize how they're different, are you blind? So, let us begin now. Let us begin. Let us pop and examine this open to see what sort of inspirations we can find. Now, first and foremost, we have these tiny little images that we cannot really do very much with because they are so tiny. Now, this photo was obviously used in the Beatle rock band, which I did not get because although it was fun, it also was a cash grab. And frankly, I will not have the loves of my life be turned into products. They are my husbands. And by husbands, I do mean I would become a bigamist for the Beatles. The Beatle bigamy. And we all will. We all will. Now, let us open this up. A hard day's night. Am I right? Ladies, fellas. So, let us open this up, pop this open. We do have some examples right here on the very cover itself. We have here George, the shy one, which means he was the best one. We have Ringo here. You can see the bang difference. Can you see how George's is lower down? Ringo's, you can actually see his eyebrows and the way that George's hair sort of poofs up because his hair was more texturized, while Ringo's was a little more on the straight side. So his hair just kind of falls naturally over his face. While with John, he also had straight hair, but it also had a little bit of poof to it. Not the same way to which George's hair had texture to it, but a little more poof. So we have John's right here, which is probably the most iconic, probably the most known Beatle haircut. That one's the one that you think of when you think about the Beatle haircut. You don't really think about Ringo's hair or George's hair. You think about John's specifically. And then we have Paul McCartney's hair, who has more of that, better than Justin Bieber sort of hair sway. Justin Bieber bastardized that. Justin Bieber's hair sway is a mix of I honestly don't know what that mix was. It was they gave him the back of a haircut on the front of his head. So, Paul McCartney, on the other hand, hallowed be thy name. I am so sorry for blaspheming against it by demonstrating a talentless, and I did say talentless, media icon that's pushed by the industry, which blocks out actual talent. And by actual talent, I mean the creative inspiration by individuals on the working and middle class for the preference of just some random guy who's pushed forward even though he hasn't produced anything except trash. So, elitist hipster rants aside, let us dig deeper into the little pamphlet here that comes with the movie itself. Splendid, 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 splendid. We have here a photo of the Fab Four. So, here we have some inspirations. Now, for you, I am feeling more of a George Harrison inspired haircut. So, let's confirm with that, or rather, let's confirm that that is the final choice by inspecting the Yellow Submarine movie haircut ideas. Now, as you can note, it's still kind of Beatle-esque, like the iconic Beatle look that everyone knows it for, but in reality, it's a little longer now. Sexy. It's very sexy now. So it's a little on the longer side now. George has a beard. We love it. And John has a mustache. Paul not yet has a mustache. He tried that, ladies. Do you remember when he tried that? That was not a good look. The beard, though, suit him. And Ringo with his mustache. The beard suits him. So let's pop this bad boy open. There is no pamphlet. Isn't that perfect? So we have another little animation on the inside here. I'm pretty much leaning towards the George Harrison 1964 look. What are you guys thinking? Yes? You agree? Perfect. We're going to be going with the 1964 George Harrison look for you. Now, stay with me here. I'm going to be wetting up your hair. With this Paris Hilton perfume. Yes, the consistency of the Paris Hilton perfume will enact great locks into your hair, much like George Harrison's locks. Do you remember when George Harrison got a perm? That was a choice. So I'm going to be activating the formula within the Paris Hilton perfume bottle. Paris Hilton, I love you. If there's ever a sort of, proletariat revolution, though, I'm gonna be so sad when they come for you, but just know that I still love you. I'll feel really bad when it happens, if it happens. But I'll still love you. You kind of deserved it, but I still love you. So let's begin. I'm going to be spraying it. Boom, 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 boom. And now I'm going to begin the trimio. Trim, true. I'm gonna cut your hair like George Harrison in 1962. Just kidding, 1964. So, let us begin. I'm just going to be giving a little snip. Okay, I'm just going to be measuring it out, giving a little snip, measuring it out, giving a little snip, measuring it out, giving a little snip, measuring it out, giving a little snip. Okay, perfect. Is there a bowl we could use by chance? No? Okay, that's fine. I have the bowl memorized inside my mind because I'm obsessed with George Harrison. I have a George Harrison addiction. Why? I think it's because in a past life we might have dated. I think I might actually be one of George Harrison's ex-girlfriends that never got over him, and then I died early, and then I was reincarnated, and then I still have the feelings for George Harrison, but like George Harrison's dead now, so it's like, where did his soul go? So it's like, do. So I'm going to be just layering it up now. Just kidding, there's no layers to this look. So I'm just going to be trimming it up into a bowl style. Please, would you mind turning all the way around? Show me the back of your head. Lovely hair. Okay, there we go. Now, would you mind turning to the left? Yes. So there we go. Just giving a little bit of trim right here on the sideburn. George Harrison was a stickler for his sideburns. Now I'm just going to be giving a little bit of trim. Just the most vital part of the haircut, I would say, would be the sideburns. That's the most vital part of the haircut. Okay, that's like the most important part of the haircut. Okay, if you don't even give that much attention or pay that much attention and affection to the sideburn, then I honestly don't know like what you're doing, because that is like the frame of the haircut. That's like the frame of the whole look. Perfect. Now, would you mind turning to the right, please? Yes, to the right. Yes. Perfect. I'm going to just be snapping that up. Okay, just giving a little bit of attention. Just a little bit of attention. Okay, just a little bit of attention. Rocky Raccoon slept in the saloon. Bible. Perfect. He said he would go. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Turn towards me. Perfect. Okay, I just want to see that if it's even. I'm going to be using these scissors to kind of like measure you or cut you down the middle. Put you in halvesies. So that way I can kind of examine this side. 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 Perfect. It's completely even, and now I'm just going to be trimming up your bangs a little bit. That way it's not just like right here, but rather up here. Not here, but up here. Right now your bangs are right here. I need them up here. Not here, but up here. You see what I'm saying? Yes. I'm going to be just trimming it up a little bit. Trim, true. I'm going to be trimming up your bangs up there too. If you don't get them trimmed, you will not look like George Harrison, and if you don't, you have not lived life. Okay, perfect. Just a little brush here, just a little brush here, just to make sure that it gets all of the powder off of your hair, all of the hair, the cut follicles off of your 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 hair. Lovely. Is it lovely? Yes, it is. Audience, please tell me your reaction. Tell me your opinions. Oh. It seems they've broken out into song. Na 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 na. Hey Jude. Turn around, please. Give me your back of your head. Yes, I'm just going to be cleaning that up a little bit to make sure there's no like little tiny little itchy little hairs. Much like just kidding. Yoko Ono was actually just demonized when in reality it was John, Paul, George, and Ringo who wanted to break up the band in the first place. Yoko Ono was just one of the reasons that they ended up using to say that they broke up, and in reality they had already been breaking up ever since Brian Epstein died, so it's not really Yoko Ono's fault. Yoko Ono, though, was a horrible person just because of what she did to Cynthia Lennon and Julian Lennon, but like it's not my business because that's just ultimately another family's whole drama going on, and it's none of our business getting into their family drama. But at the same time, if you could give me my opinion, yeah, Yoko Ono wasn't to blame for the Beatles breaking up. She was just to blame for John Lennon's marriage breaking up. At the same time, it was also John Lennon's accountability because that was John Lennon's marriage, not Yoko Ono's marriage. Yoko Ono had her own marriage. John Lennon had his own marriage, and they were both breaking up their own marriages. Although I think Yoko Ono was already divorced by the time that she met John Lennon. So, in her defense, she was just scapegoated. But at the same time, she also isn't that great of a person. All right, just let me sweep this up. Let me just sweep this up. 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 Okay, just make sure that it's nice and clean, nice and trimmed up, nice and all polished, nice and all kind of tidy. Perfect. Now I'm just going to be giving you a little extra spritz just because it's Paris Hilton's scent, Paris Hilton's fragrance. Love her. She's so hot, and she's like a BFF to the world. So she's like the best DJ ever. Boom. Icon. Boom. Perfect. Loves it. Now, let me inspect you. Turn around. Yes. I'm going to be comparing you with the pamphlet that we saw before to make sure that you are living in accordance with the idea that we were presented with in the beginning. Making sure that you look like this beautiful. Oh God, he's so gorgeous. Wow, he's so gorgeous. That jawline always gets to me. George Harrison was just like, wow, so beautiful. What a great man. He was such a great man. Let's see if you look like him, though. Perfection. Please turn to the audience. Show off your hairstyle. Is it not art? Am I not Astrid Kirchherr? I cannot pronounce her last name correctly because it's German, and a lot of German names are very hard for me to pronounce because they've got a lot of consonants in it. But is she not lovely? Are they not lovely? Are they not lovely? All rise, for we are about to play. rubber sole. You may now take your seat, lovely participant. Please, thank you for volunteering.